There is a brand new company called Seaboard who just released their first ever smartphone, and I've never seen anything like it before. The box is very minimalist, with just their logo on the lid. Sliding off the top, we see the phone and an included charger. Right off the bat, the phone looks and feels great. It's very light with a lot of similarities to the Asus Zenphones, with these two large cameras and a tiny footprint of just 5.45 inches by 2.65 inches, which is the same size as the iPhone SE. This makes Seaboard's first phone one of the only modern devices that you can comfortably hold with one hand. And at this point, you may have realized that this phone has a lot of similarities with other more successful phones. And I think that this is on purpose. In order to make their first phone successful, Seaboard is doing what worked for larger companies. But this is just about where the similarities end. This phone has an IP00 rating. And turning it over, we see the screen, which isn't OLED, AMOLED, or even LCD. It's a completely new screen design, being kept under lock and key by Seaboard. The screen and backplate are incredibly shatter resistant, but prone to scratches. And beyond the fact that the screen technology is something we've never seen, even the specs that we're used to seeing are new. Like, their special display gets up to a maximum of 0 nits brightness, making this phone not great for indoor use, and just plain bad for outdoor use. So, not a great start. But what about battery? Well, this phone has a 0 milliamp hour battery, which for my personal use doesn't get me through the day, but if you're a lighter user, it may be better for you. The charging speed, though, is where it gets good. This phone has a phenomenally short charging speed, 100% charge in 0 seconds. This is made even more impressive by the fact that the charger is only 0 watts. It's safe to say I've never seen this in a phone before. While the charging speed is the fastest I've ever seen, I can't say the same for the chipset of this phone. Mostly because it doesn't have a chipset. That's right, this makes its speed a little less than desirable. I'm okay with slower phones, but some people can't stand this kind of speed. But one perk of having no chip is that the phone never gets too hot. No matter how hot the weather is or how heavy your phone use is, it always stays cool. Okay, time for the software side of things. Straight away, I love this minimalist design. Every screen and drop-down is consistent with the simple overall style. This operating system is more than just looks, though, because it's completely separate from Android or iOS. The phone is running on CraftOS, completely new and exclusive to Seaboard's phones. And I love seeing newcomers, challenging the norm, so thumbs up to Seaboard. And now for the moment you've been waiting for, the cameras. Cameras are all about hardware and software, so can a brand new company like Seaboard nail it first try? Well, no. As you can see, the photos that this phone produces are pretty lackluster. I think it's a hardware problem. This phone has a 0 megapixel main camera, 0 degree FOV, 0 inch sensor, and there's no way to detect depth for portrait shots or otherwise. So they lack clarity and they feel forgettable. I'll forgive them though. Seaboard is a new company who still needs to develop their style of photo and their brand as a whole. Also, it's not all bad when it comes to the cameras. The camera produces very consistent results. You know what to expect every time. And the image stabilization is fantastic. No wobbling at all during video. So what's my main takeaway from this peculiar phone? Well, it's a mixed bag, with a lot of good elements and a lot of things that could be improved. I would give it a 4 out of 10, but there are 3 reasons why I'm bumping that rating up. First of all, when Seaboard gets something right, it's perfection. Think back to that shatter resistance, the image stabilization, the charging speed. Second, they're being unique in a lot of ways, and the smartphone industry in the US is often very linear and boring with a lot of the same things. So for Seaboard to try new things is awesome. These new things obviously don't always stick first try, but that innovation and experimentation is necessary. And finally, Seaboard is a brand new company. I don't expect them to make a perfect phone right out of the gate. So for these reasons, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.